Hey everyone, Tofu here. Welcome back to SDRA2. Last time, we continued the trial, and Sora admitted to the fact that, spoilers, she used Nikkei's hand to kill Shinji. So now we're arguing about whether or not that means Sora is the culprit, or Nikkei is the culprit. And we are already past the halfway mark at this point, apparently, so I don't know how much longer we have left, but I'm just gonna keep going and see how much left there is. So how long are we going to continue this? We're just going in circles if we continue like this. Yo, Sora, why are you so dead set on being against me? If you thought that it was okay for me to die here and be safe in the real world, why didn't you apply that same thought process to you? Or is the old, if I do it, it's right, but it's wrong if it's you? So are you scared now that it's your body on the line? Or Yuki's. You could have just let him deal with it if he wasn't really gonna die either. I cannot leave this world yet. There's still something I have to do.
Is there a way we can confirm who's technically the one that did it?
Alright then, let's not waste any more time and ask someone who's sure to know who's done it. Someone who's sure to know the truth? The guy I talked about just a minute ago. Monocro, you listening? You should know, right? Whether or not Nikkei Yomiuri's hand could be considered a weapon? Why aren't you saying anything? Shoba, you know I cannot answer that question. To answer that question would be to answer who's the culprit between Sora and Nikkei.
Is that how it works? I thought we were just gonna ask if Nikkei could be considered a weapon.
That ultimately decides who's the culprit after all. So we're basically asking him for the answer. Of course he wouldn't answer back. Was hoping it was worth a shot since you went haywire a while ago. So you're still bound by those rules? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Now this is quite the troublesome situation we're in. We have to decide it ourselves if Monocro doesn't outright tell us. I see. Hold on a minute.
Shobai.
Let's go over everything again. Albino, Reporter, and Yuki Maeda. You three should talk about what you each heard and did in the case. What? We already did that. Yuki, why don't we stop complaining and do what he says just once? Maybe he has an idea or something. I agree. We're all going after each other saying it's your fault. But this isn't the time for emotional drama between us. Let's save what we have to say about each other for now, and logically think this through once more. It's not like there's more to say about this case, though. As I said before, I was kidnapped by someone, and when I woke up, Nikkei was unconscious and Big Bro attacked me. Frightened to death, I grabbed the glass shard on the ground and stabbed Big Bro in the neck. Then I ran away and pretended I knew nothing. Same for me. I called Shinji out and was talking to him when he suddenly knocked me out. When I woke up, Shinji had bled out, dead, and I ran away from the scene. As I told you before, I went up to the power room through the secret passageway below. I witnessed Yuki running away from the crime scene. And to save him from being executed, I grabbed the glass shard using Nikkei's hand and cut Shinji's throat. Although I still don't know what made me do that. It seemed like this is just a recalling of what they said before. And you're sure you said every last detail? Of course. I mean, every one of us has been exposed already, so there's basically no point in lying. Then we have a problem. Who is the one that caused the fire? That's true, we still don't know about that. Huh? Let's go over the facts. The power room was on fire, there's no doubt about that. According to our alibis, the only people that entered the power room are Albino, Nikkei Yomiuri, and Yuki Maeda. Check. Now let's assume all of you are telling the truth. Where the hell did the fire come from?
Huh? You're right. What had happened then?
Aren't you acting a bit too surprised? Shobai mentioned the fire once before in this trial. Yeah, but it was glossed over once every single one of you little shits started exposing each other. Now that there was 3 of you had told the actual truth, now we need to readdress this problem. I have a theory. About this. On one hand, it could be Aroha, because that was pretty suspicious that she just got really confused about it when she definitely saw it. Which I hope is not true. On the other hand, I wonder if Shinji started the fire himself. And I wonder if he tried to be the one that killed himself. And because like I was thinking that this case is more so paralleling DR1 Chapter 4 than either DR2 Chapter 4 or DRA1 Chapter 4. It's a lot like Sakura's case in that a lot of people thought they killed Shinji, but in reality, none of them did. And it was him himself that did it. So I wonder if that's what they're going with here. I don't know. That's just my thought as of right now.
But why is the fire important? The Blacken's bound to be either Sora or Nikke regardless of the fire.
No, you may not have realized this with your barely functioning brain, but Shobai is basically implying that one of the three who visited the power room may be lying. Yeah, if there is a likelihood of any party falsifying their statement, we need to dig every last detail until we're sure we got everything right.
I see. So who caused the fire, then?
I know nothing. I told you everything I know. Same here. The fire at the power room. Even I don't know about that. Let's think this through step by step. I might be able to find something now. Logic craft. Oh boy, Flappy Bird. Looks like we are fully back to Sora now. Just in case there was any doubt. Which I do like, but I'm also kind of sad about because I was wondering if we'd be able to see Shobai in a little spaceship here instead of Sora. Alright, let's play some Flappy Bird. Ow. Hope it's not too bad this time. Ow. Oh god. Oh my god. I'm cracked? I'm cracked? Fuck. I'm cracked? It's okay, I'm good. I still have like, oh my god. Okay, well there was nothing I could do there. Genuinely, there was just nothing I could do. Okay, I think this is my last hit. Oh my god, can this please end? Thank you. In what order did the prime three suspects of this case leave the room, did that say? I think it was Yuki, Sora, and Nikke. Because Yuki left and Sora came in. Nikke was unconscious. Yeah. So he would have had to leave last. Makes sense. Alright, let's try this again. Okay. I like this layout. This is easy. Oh, damn it. Yeah, oh my god. Ow! It's honestly not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. Oh, fuck. It's kind of bad. It's pretty bad, but if you can adapt to the input delay, I don't think it's that bad. Who was left inside the power room after Nikke left the power room? It was just Shinji. Am I right? Did he really do it himself? Wow. Okay. Ow. Ow. What the fuck? Did my shield not heal between phases? That was weird. I thought it healed between phases, but I guess it didn't that time. Ow. Cause I didn't think I got hit that much. Or do I have less hits on this phase? Because that did like a fuck ton of damage that time. Or is it because I hit the red ones? Did they deal more damage? Is that how that works? I don't remember. Maybe that's it. I think that's it. Okay, well I made it. If the fire caught on when Shinji was dead, what are the possible explanations? Shinji Kasai was still alive. That's gotta be it. Right? Yep. Damn. This is, wow. Really paralleling something. Alright, I'll take that. That's fine. I will save my game, though, so I don't do it again. Oh, yeah, we are saving as Sora right now. I mean, I know it's obvious we're Sora again right now, but it was just such a subtle change. It happened so fast. Wait, Nikke, so when you left the power room, the fire wasn't there, right?
Just how many times do I have to repeat myself? Yes, there was no fire. I thought it was some malfunctioning from the damaged machines that caused the fire.
That means if someone did cause a fire, then it would be after Nikke left the power room. Does that mean someone else entered the power room once Nikke left? That's impossible. Everyone excluding Sora, Yuki, and Nikke all have sound alibis.
Then we're back to deciding between Sora, Yuki, and Nikke again.
We told you, even we don't know.
But then it doesn't make sense. There's no one else that could have caused the fire.
It's exactly as Aro has said. There is no one among us here right now that could have caused that fire.
What? What are you trying to suggest, Sora?
I'm saying that I might have an idea on who actually caused that fire. Let me cut straight to the chase. We don't need to consider the possibility of someone else entering the power room after Nikke left, because there was one other person in the power room, and that's Shinji.
What?
Sora, what do you mean? Shinji was dead at that point.
But what if he wasn't? If he was still alive, and he had caused that fire, then everything we said up till this point makes sense. Sora, are you hearing yourself? Didn't you say it yourself that you had delivered the finishing blow to Shinji? You're the last person I expected to say that.
Yeah, not to mention that it was his second fatal blow that he received on the same spot, mind you. How can anyone be alive after getting stabbed and cut in the throat? You can. What? Normally anyone would die, but there are cases where someone suffers that and still survives for more than 30 minutes. Trust me on this.
What is it with you, Mr. Nobody? And you sound like you actually saw someone pulling that off.
Well, yeah.
Wait, shit. Who? I mean, Kenjo shot himself in the fucking head, didn't he? And he fucking lived somehow. I can't remember if anyone died by getting cut in the neck. Didn't, Yamaguchi, was that his name? The lawyer guy. Who was also buff. Didn't he get cut in the neck? Or am I misremembering that? I don't remember.
Are you alright, Teruya?
Let's just ignore him and return to the topic at hand. So, are you saying that Shinji was still alive after that?
That makes no sense. Show me anyone who could stay alive for 1 minute with a bloody, torn-apart neck.
Even I think I'm going a bit too far. After all, I'm the one who actually cut the throat using Nikke's hands.
Yeah, obviously. Kinda funny that the one who actually did it would suggest such a thing.
See? Even you're not sure of the whole thing. And whether Shinji caused the fire or not, he's dead now. Why should we care what a dead person did before they passed away? We need to decide the culprit among the living right now.
Wait. Reporter, what did you just say?
What? I was just saying that we should be talking about something else.
Not that.
What? The part about the culprit being one of us?
Yeah, you said the culprit was among the living, eh? Let's break that thought and think of it this way. Do you have to be alive to become a culprit? What? What does that mean? Shut up. If Shinji Kasai caused the fire, the only ones who were in the power room, the alibis. Huh. Got it. We didn't even need to discuss Nikke Yomiuri's hand being the weapon after all. Neither of you are the culprit.
Then who are you saying the culprit is, Yuki?
Not him either. Well, technically speaking, there is no murderer in this case.
What?
Shobai, you aren't thinking what I'm thinking, are you? Yep. Shinji Kasai was killed by none other than Shinji Kasai himself. In other words, it was a suicide.
What?
Jeez, are you trying to blow our ears out? Wait, what? So it was a suicide? What do you mean?
But a suicide isn't murder. Does that mean this class trial is cancelled?
No, a suicide is still taking someone's life, so it doesn't go against the killing someone part of the rules.
You gotta be kidding me. Shobai, are you crazy or something? How can you go from saying that Shinji caused the fire to saying he killed himself? And why the hell would he do something like that anyways?
Like I even care about why the beef brain committed suicide. I just came up with it based on the evidence. Evidence? So you're saying there's evidence that Big Bro killed himself?
Of course there isn't any evidence like that. This isn't a problem of whether or not you have evidence. Sora, you said you killed Shinji using my hands. Then Shinji was obviously dead from that point onward, right?
Shinji committing suicide. Something did feel about this case while we were talking about the fire. But even I didn't think that far. But Shobai must have realized something. We should talk about this more. Alright. Well, let's see. Bruises on body, burn marks, Monaco File 4, Eureka's account, broken machines. It's probably either bruises or the machines. Shinji Kasai killed himself. Impossible, he must have died from getting his throat cut. But if we assume that, then there is no other way to explain the fire. As long as us three are in the position of plausible deniability towards the fire, Shinji Kasai being still alive and causing the fire is our most logical explanation. I agree with that.
Wait, even if Shinji was alive? I don't get how we can get from there to Shinji suddenly committing suicide.
I mean, Shinji killing himself after trying to attack us doesn't make sense in the first place. It's like we have proof of it anyways. That is indeed true, but... then we're left with too many contradictions. Okay, so I think I have to shoot Nike's thing. Shobai heard my remarks about the possibility of a suicide. He must know something. Then there must be traces of a suicide there. I just gotta find it. It's either this or the bruises, I think, but I think it could be either or, because I think they kind of tie in with each other. I don't know, though. I'm gonna do the bruises first. I did not mean to shoot that there. This. Yay! I was right. Okay, cool. I will take that as a victory. Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's continue. Tell him, Sora. Nikke, if you want evidence, then I've got some. Shinji's body actually had a lot more wounds than just the ones in the neck.
Ones other than the ones in the neck? Those were from the fire, right?
No, that's what I thought earlier. But there were a lot of scratches on his body. Well, color me impressed. To think that someone other than me would notice those amongst all the burn marks.
Scratches? There were scratches?
When I cut Shinji's throat, there were no wounds other than the ones on his neck. I'm asking just to be sure, Nikke. Did you make those?
Of course not. And considering he was still alive, if I did that, then I would be...
He would have most likely become the culprit. Correct. The last person to harm the victim becomes the culprit. You haven't forgotten that, have you? Wait, so is that it? Even after getting fatal injuries by me and Sora, Big Bro was still alive. Then he hurt himself, so by those rules, he becomes the culprit?
That doesn't feel right, though. People usually don't die from those scratches. Even if you create those wounds yourself, they aren't critical enough to kill you. So his death would have come from his neck wound anyways.
Easy there. Recall that the monocrophile didn't report the cause of death in this case. Whether or not the cause of death is recorded on the monocrophile is in itself a very important clue. Just like the time of death last trial. If this case ended with Albino Girl cutting his throat, then there would be no reason to hide the cause of death. But the cause of death was missing. So that means there was a need to hide it in accordance with the culprit's intent. But as Nikke said, saying that the cause of death was those scratches does sound a bit off. No, the cause of death would have been from suffocation from inhaling too much carbon monoxide caused by the fire. Caused by the fire? Well, I guess it's what we thought when we first found the body.
I thought he was burned, not suffocated to death.
If he was burned to death, there should have been more time to the body discovery announcement. Simply put, it takes too long for a human being to burn to death. Correct! It's common knowledge that a human dies more easily from suffocation than from incineration in a fire. I can guarantee that it is the truth as the Flame Wizard myself. Normally, you would be able to see distinct marks on the face if someone died from inhaling excess carbon monoxide. But he was burned to the point where the face was unrecognizable, so we aren't 100% sure.
And how can you be so sure that he died from suffocation?
Because that is the only way. The only way he could have ended his life as fast as possible. He probably first tried hurting himself by crashing his body into stuff, but he soon knew that wasn't gonna cut it. Call it luck or whatever, but he had actually caused a fire doing so. So he then probably decided to end himself that way. There is proof to suggest that this happened. Actually, it was all over the power room. Proof that Shinji tried to hurt himself. As Shobai just said, there were traces of it inside the power room. The broken machine? Yes. Because that's where all the blood came from. Considering the relation between the fire and the scratches, Shinji must have bashed his body against the power room's machines to hurt himself. Most of the machines inside the power room were badly damaged, not to mention there being traces of blood on them. If someone the size of Shinji crushed into those machines with full force, I assume it would be enough to break them and cause a fire. Hold on, now we're getting evidence left and right here. To be honest, I was half sure at first, but now it really feels like Shinji was alive at that point.
I see. Sora, Yuki, and Nikke said they didn't know about the fire, and all the others have alibis, so they didn't even enter the power room in the first place. But if Shinji was still alive and did some act to end his own life, all of this makes sense. What a remarkable conclusion that explains everything! Even someone as brain-dead as Iroha could understand this.
Don't call me Brain Dad.
In a sense, this trial only took longer because the three of you were stubborn and kept saying your own thing. I should have interfered from the start, wasted so much time.
I guess even Yuki and I weren't rational enough to check if Shinji was actually dead or not. That was why we never even thought about Shinji being alive and soon killing himself.
No way. So it was just Shinji's suicide all along?
There are still some things I don't get, but if Shinji really did take his own life, then Sora and Nikke both aren't culprits. Nobody here has to die. Monocro, if the culprit's dead, then nobody has to die, right?
Well, if the culprit really did kill himself, then yes. I'm not into pulling apart dead bodies or that kind of stuff.
You hurt him, Sora. I don't know why you did such a thing, but you...
That doesn't mean I'm going to forgive her. Do you realize what kind of despicable act you've done? If we do both survive this, I'm not going to go over this matter that easily.
I'm sorry. Of course, I'll pay my price. I'll do anything you want.
Not really the happy closure I wanted, but it's over, right? Then, let's vote for the...
Wait. Big Bro killed himself? Sure, we might have evidence. But why? He tried to kill me and attack Nikke. Why would someone like that suddenly decide to kill himself? He basically threatened 2 lives and then saved 3 lives. I just don't understand. That's not the issue here. The issue is getting the culprit right. No, this is a class trial. This is an important matter, no doubt. If there's a reason for doubt, then we should discuss about it. I mean, don't you guys feel it's weird? Why did he suddenly have to take his own life? What if we're missing something? Looking at the evidence, Shinji must have killed himself, that's for sure. By ending the class trial right here and now, all 3 of us would survive. We've been through a lot, but that would be the best outcome we could get results-wise. But should we be fine with it? Yuki has a point. With Shobai's help and a bit of reasoning, we were able to deduce that Shinji took his own life. But we've only reached the conclusion. We still don't know the whole story. Did Shinji really take his own life? If he did, then for what reason?
Why isn't anyone speaking? Does anyone know why Shinji committed suicide? Shobai, you know something, right?
Dude, can't you solve anything by yourselves, you incompetent idiots? You think I'm one of those futuristic cat-like robots that grants wishes or something? You don't have to know all that to deduce that this case was caused by Shinji Kasai committing suicide. Every alibi fit, the plot was well scripted, and the case is sealed. Don't you get it? All's well that ends well. Who gives a shit about why he killed himself? So you should all vote and get the hell out of here.
Every alibi fit. The plot being scripted. Wait, something's up.
Oh! Mikado? Sora, I see that you're pondering something. I am also pondering something. Did we ever have an alibi for Shobai?
Because I don't think we did. We only had alibis for Iroha, Yorugo, Teruya, and Mikado. And Shobai said those guys are innocent. Everyone else is suspicious. Everyone else being Yuki, Sora, and Nikke. He did not include himself in that at all. And I thought someone was going to call him out at the time. That's why I didn't say anything about it. At least I don't think I said anything about it. I don't remember. But now I'm wondering, could he have done something here? And I mean, obviously Shobai is hiding something with the reset code. So I don't But, like, Shinji had to have killed himself, though. Like, what else could have happened? What else could have happened? I mean, we know Shobai, at least he was, like, upstairs at first. We went downstairs with him to discover the body, and he, in his own inner thoughts, did not know the culprit, or who the victim was yet. So, like, how could it... I don't know. Let's just see what this is about. You see, I've been wondering about something as well. Don't you hate it when you know something's up but you don't know what that is? How about we share about just what has been bugging us? Alright, Mikado. I'll work with you here. Logic refresh. Refresh. Yeah, refresh me. I miss you, Kokoro. I have to stay in the lane. And then, do I even have to press anything? I think I just choose the bullet at the end, right? Oh god, lag. Oh. I would really like to read what you're saying, but... Give me that. Oh, fuck. Throw this case, blah, 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 blah. Go! There we go. Whatever. Burnt stun gun. I have no idea what he said. We haven't used the burnt stun gun yet, so I'm gonna go with that. Okay, cool. I like that minigame, it's hard to read what they're saying. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do by the end of it. It's weird. Sure, I'll save. We'll keep going, though. That reminds me. Didn't Yuki say that he was kidnapped by someone? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Who did that? Does anyone know who that someone could be? What are you talking about, Sora? What does that have to do with the reason Shinji killed himself? I mean, I think Yuki being kidnapped and taken to the scene of the crime, kind of important. There was a burnt stun gun laying on the crime scene. Wait a minute! Okay, no. There is no way. There is no way they're doing this. This is like completely off the wall. They would not, never in a million years, but they might. What if it's Kinjo? What if Kinjo somehow made it here? Because who else would have a stun gun other than him, the fucking police officer? But that just seems so out of left field to like have a character not even in the main cast come in and kill somebody to be a culprit in a case that in a kill game that they're not even in. But at the same time, they have been mentioning Kinjo a lot this chapter. A lot. So they build up to it. They had built up to it if that's true. And like, out of everyone here, if Kinjo from the Foundation somehow got in here and was trying to get somebody, I think getting Yuki makes the most sense. I don't know where this is going. Well, let's see if that might just be the craziest thing I've ever thought of, but what if, man, what if? You told me that you blacked out suddenly, right, Yuki? Perhaps he was attacked by someone using that stun gun. A stun gun, I think I did feel a jolt or something like that. But why bring that up? Don't you feel like something's off? If Shinji really is the culprit and he took his own life, why was Yuki kidnapped and by whom? Huh, even I didn't think that one through. Guess I was too focused on the culprit's identity. Well, it's Shinji, obviously. According to our line of reasoning, the only one to have hostile intent against our group was Shinji. You said that when you called Shinji over to the power room, you found Yuki there, right? If Shinji was the one who ambushed Yuki, then it would have been before he met up with Nikke. Don't you think it's a bit weird? Why would you kidnap someone only to meet up with someone else right after?
It is a bit weird, I guess.
I don't know, no offense, but he might have just been, a bit crazy in the head. If we're going by Nikke's words, then Shinji was helping Void behind our backs, even tried to kill Yuki and Nikke. Even if he did take his own life. Maybe he was just one of the people who put up a front around us, but was acting crazy behind our backs. Poo-poo, I see that Shinji's image has fallen way off a cliff.
I'm just saying this under the assumption that Shinji was behind all this. I didn't intend to mock the dead, even if they were the bad guy. Going by Nikkei's words... Wait.
What? What about it?
Sora? Nikkei, there's one thing I need to clear up with you. When you gathered us in that meeting room to tell us that Shinji might be the traitor...
Yeah, what about it?
Where were you, and what were you doing after that meeting? Sora, what's the matter? Yuriko, please don't interrupt us for a moment. This is a very important matter we're dealing with.
What do you mean? I went straight to talk with Shinji.
After calling him out to the power room?
Yeah.
But why the power room? Why call Shinji over to such a creepy, dark place?
As I mentioned before, even I didn't know well enough about the identity of the person working for Void. I just didn't want unwanted people from entering or hearing our business, that's all.
I found that a bit suspicious, Nikkei. If you really did believe that Shinji was the traitor, shouldn't you have acted with a bit more caution?
What are you trying to pull here? You better have a good reason for picking apart everything I say.
I mean, doesn't everyone agree on this? If Shinji really was a dangerous threat, then Nikkei basically walked straight into the tiger's den alone, willingly. Come to think of it, you're right. Why didn't I notice that? Hey, Nikkei, why would you do something so risky?
Isn't it obvious? He's the mastermind behind this case, that's why. What?
Well, what?
Wait, Shobai, I thought you said you wouldn't interfere with this matter.
You know what's the most annoying thing about this trial? I can't end it on my own and have to wait for you idiots. If you idiots aren't satisfied with just the culprit's identity and want to know the whole picture, then I figured I should just join and get this over with quickly.
Wait, Sora. So are you agreeing with Shobai that Nikkei was the mastermind of this case? I'd say it's still based on instinct. But considering Shobai's on my side, there seems to be some logical ground behind all this.
Of course there is. I'm genuinely surprised that you fools haven't realized it yet.
Wait, you should have told us sooner if you had realized the truth.
What for? Why the hell do I have to care about what Nikkei Yumiuri schemed under your noses? All we gotta do is vote Shinji Kasai and bam, the trial would have been over. This is like a bonus stage. A complete waste of time that doesn't contribute anything to my progress.
But you're still going to help us, right?
Help? Yeah, that might be the word for it. Honestly, you don't even have to think too deep about this. The one who kidnapped Yuki Maeda, the one who framed Shinji Kasai, it was all done by that reporter over there.
Framed?
Wait, what does that mean? Nikki, you're not gonna say all that stuff you told me was a lie, are you? I did all of that because I believed in your words.
Teruya.
If there was any ill intent in all of this, I will never forgive you. Answer me, Nikkei.
What? What are they even talking about? They make a deal or something.
Nikkei, what did you do?
Nikkei.
Heh, you all got some fucked up sense of humor. Me, the mastermind of this case? I'm a victim here for crying out loud, you little shit. Look, I'm trying my best out here to trying to fuck over Mikado. And you won't believe me? The hell?
Answer the question, Nikkei. Are you the one who ambushed me? Or what do you mean, framing Big Bro? Tell us the truth.
Let's not do this, guys. We could have all taken the easy way out. As if I haven't got enough shit to deal with. If you guys don't believe me, then I can't trust you back.
Nikkei, I know that I should be ripped to shreds for what I did to you. And we're even going as far as to suspect you. I imagine that you're angry and upset. You have every right to be, but... that is exactly why you need to sincerely answer us. If you are truly innocent, then I might have sinned against you. But even so, this is something we can't look over.
Shut up! You think you have any right to suspect me, you dirty rat? The girl's not worthy, eh? Then how about I take over, little newsie? The fact that the stun gun found on the crime scene was burnt means that it was there before the fire had happened. Thus, the person who had the stun gun has to have visited the power room before the crime scene happened.
That would be Sora, Yuki, and Nikkei, right?
Correct. The stun gun was probably used immediately after the meeting. Hey, fact check this for me. You said you were attacked shortly after leaving the meeting room.
Yep.
You've got to be kidding me. Sora and Yuki were in there in that break room as well. And Sora also went to the power room, so shouldn't she be a suspect as well?
No, Sora has an alibi. She talked with me on the top floor after leaving the meeting room. You remember that, don't you, Sora?
Huh?
You met up with me, remember? We're talking about your alibi here.
I mean, I still don't get the stuff you did this case, but whatever happened, happened. Right now, you should focus on the trial. Oh, yes, she's right. I had a conversation with her shortly after leaving the meeting room. Oh, sorry, there you are. You alone?
Yeah, excluding Yuki Maeda himself. Albino Girl has an alibi. So, by process of elimination, the only person capable of using that stun gun on Yuki Maeda is Newsy.
That may be true if we look at our alibis, but Sora is in a much more suspicious position if we look at the bigger picture. She used some witchcraft to go through the floor and ended up below the power room. How do you explain that? Well, she might have used some other trick to kidnap Yuki and brought him to the power room. That is a much more plausible explanation, I'd say. Well, Sora, try disproving that.
I can't tell you the exact details about what happened then, but how I fell from the top floor and ended up there has nothing to do with the case. Please trust me on this.
See? She's hiding something. And trust? Well, that's fucking hilarious. You think we cared about trust when we sent Hajime, Emma, and the twins to hell? This bitch dirtied my hand just because she was too scared to take the shot herself. And you guys say you can't trust me, but you believe her?
Spreading fake news even inside the trial, eh? Hey, Newsy, shut the fuck up. They all got alibis. Maybe you should stop worrying about your hands being dirty and worry about your ears. If Normie Boy got kidnapped right after leaving the break room... Normie Boy... How the hell can Albino Girl achieve that while talking with the hostess?
But that doesn't prove that I had a stun gun. Are you suspecting me just based on process of elimination?
Of course, that's not all there is to it. You said you got attacked by Shinji Kasai in the power room? Now that's comedy if I've ever seen it.
But Shobai, even Sora and Yuki stated that Nikkei was unconscious, and Sora even went as far as to use Nikkei's hands. He would have realized what was going on if he was just pretending.
Who said he was pretending? Of course he was out cold for real.
Then why? He actually fainted for real? Wait, I got it.
Yep. If he was actually carrying the stun gun, he would have been able to use it on himself to knock himself out.
What?
You say I used the stun gun on myself? You want to talk about fake news? We've got a newbie fantasy writer here.
Fake? Then why don't you explain what happened? What did Shinji Kasai use to knock you out?
I don't know, he just kind of tackled me suddenly.
If you got knocked out from getting tackled, it was either because the impulse you received was massive, or he hit your vital point. That kind of injury is sure to leave a mark somewhere on your body. So come here and get naked. Don't worry, I'll be gentle. Oh my god.
Nikkei did look somewhat awkward now that I think about it. Amidst all the debris and chaos in that crime scene, he looked unusually unharmed laying down. You're right, I only caught a glimpse, but there was no sign of injury or struggle on Nikkei. Hold on, that means when he said that it all started when Shinji attacked him. This brat lied about everything from the start.
That's not all. If Shinji Kasai didn't attack Nikkei Yomiuri, that means he didn't have any reason to.
No reason to attack, so that implies...
It was all a lie. They talk about a traitor, Big Bro being suspicious, everything.
I told you that Newsy framed Shinji Kasai. I don't know his objective, but his goal was probably to cause a fire between Yuki Maeda and Shinji Kasai from the start.
Nikkei Yomiuri, you little... Idiots.
What?
I don't know about a single thing you're talking about. Don't play dumb, you little bastard. Don't know, don't care. Got any proof? And I'm not talking about some loose conviction you've got against me. If you haven't got any proof, you can always fabricate the truth. That's how it works with a scoop. You can create the most horrifying rumors about the kindest people. You can make political giants fight each other over a simple lie. That's how easy it is, man.
Nikkei, so are those the renowned articles that you've been putting up?
So what? If you got nothing to back your words up, every lie has the potential to become the absolute truth. That's how society works. So let me see some evidence that I caused everything, damn it.
Is this really Nikkei? Is this the Nikkei we knew all along? He was a void, but he put his trust in us by betraying the voids. And I've done something horrible to him. Perhaps I don't have the right to condemn him. But even so, we must.
Okay,